defeated in their last 4 games, look to continue their winning ways against Crystal Palace Baltimore. Rochester Rhinos soccer is next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. And welcome to Marina Auto Stadium, game number 7 of the season for the Rochester Rhinos as they take on, for the first time ever, Crystal Palace Baltimore. Good evening, soccer fans. I'm Joe Giuliano, and changing things up again with my partner in crime as far as the broadcasts are concerned, former Rochester Rhinos defender and midfielder Mike Kerms, taking the place of Pat Erkley. And Mike, a couple of games on the radio so far. You've done a great job. Welcome to the Rhinos broadcast.
Yeah, this is my first time, so I'm sweating a little bit. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little shy on camera. So
yeah, right.
Usually when I'm on the field, it's a lot easier. You're not. It's just not one-on-ones. Now it's one-on-one. It's
Mike's making a great transition from the pitch up to the broadcast booth. Great to have him on board. And we know what happened with Pat Erkley. He went from color commentator to GM of the Rochester Rhinos. So we'll keep our eyes on the next move for Mike Kerms. But the business at hand this evening here at Marina Auto Stadium, it's the Rochester Rhinos and Crystal Palace Baltimore. Crystal Palace on a 5-game road trip. This is the final game of their 5-game road trip, and it comes in a very tough venue here at Marina Auto Stadium. And Mike, when we break down the visiting team tonight, you've got some acquaintances and some close relationships with a few of their players.
I do. A few of the guys, they were rookies when I was on my way out. I was in my last 2 seasons, and they were rookies. One of the guys that I really want to watch tonight is Mbuda. He's a tough guy. He played for Cameroon. He's got a cap with Cameroon, and he leads the team with 2 goals. But the guy that they really have to watch is the guy that his rookie year when I was in Syracuse is Neto. He's a very, very, very dangerous midfielder. He could switch the ball from side to side, and he's very, very technical, and he's going to control the entire match.
So Neto, the very talented Brazilian, and a very talented indoor soccer player as well. We'll keep our eyes on number 22, Neto. For the Rochester Rhinos, Bob Lilly, 10 days off since their last game in that rain, snow, and wind-filled game against AC St. Louis. We'll take a closer look at a key player for the Rochester Rhinos. Looks like it's going to be number 9, Darren Spicer.
Yeah, Darren Spicer came off the bench the other day. He got a great assist, and he was very explosive for the Rhinos. I want to see him and Nunez. I want to see how they work together up top, and hopefully that they put some balls in the net.
So Darren Spicer out with an injury. He is back and ready to go, and that long 10-day layoff should be a huge help for the Rochester Rhinos. And it's almost like feast or famine, though. You go from 10 days off to a Wednesday, Sunday, or Saturday game across country.
Yeah, it's very, very tough. For me, when you're sitting a long time, it's tough to come back. These guys have been playing. They're playing game in, game every other day. They're playing games, so they're game fit. Where the Rhinos, they've been sitting around, a lot of training, and I think they had a scrimmage in between here and there, which is very good by Bob. But still, the Rhinos have to get right back into the first 5 minutes of the game. If they're not into it, the other team's going to be all over them.
So Crystal Palace Baltimore picked up a huge win in Portland last week, really shocking the USSF second division as we look at standings now in the league. And really one team that's surprisingly topping the table in the USL Conference. Austin, 6 games played. They've got 13 points, but Rochester and Portland, Mike, right on their heels, and both those teams are in action tonight.
Yeah, Rochester and Portland, I don't know. It's early in the season, as you said earlier. Austin it doesn't look as strong of a team, but they've gotten some wins. It could be that field that they're playing on.
True.
They're not a strong team. The field's only about 60 yards wide, so it allows teams that are weaker, such as Austin, to get some wins, and they can beat better teams on a field that doesn't have that width.
Very narrow field in Austin. So that's the USL Conference standings. And as far as the NASL Conference is concerned, we'll take a look at that momentarily for the Rochester Rhinos. Again, they're taking on Crystal Palace Baltimore. We'll get to the NASL Conference later on tonight during the broadcast. But the starting lineups, and Mike and I talked about it during the pregame show. There's a lot of changes. Let's look at first the visiting side, Crystal Palace Baltimore, who do feature a couple of ex-Rochester Rhinos. And starting in goal, it'll be Evan Bush. He is the former Cleveland City Stars goalkeeper. He will start in the nets. Chase Harrison also is a member of this team, but Evan Bush getting the start again. Looks like Robson, Veeder, and Marshall in the back. And then the midfield, Teixeira, Neto, Later, and Buta. And up top, it's Brooks, Seabrook, and Perez. A very interesting lineup as we looked at the starting lineups. The sheets show 4 forwards in the starting lineup.
Yeah, they're coming here to press. They're not coming here for the tie. They're not coming here for the loss. They're going to press, and they're going to try to get a win here on the road. So
for the Rochester Rhinos, we talked about it during the pregame show on the radio. Big change, and it starts right in the back. Neil Kitson gets his second start of the season. He picked up a first start in Minnesota, a win and a shutout, so Kitson gets the start. Anything else you want to talk about, Mike, who may jump out at you?
Yeah, Ferdinand getting the start. Ferdinand, MISL Rookie of the Year last year. He's going to be exciting on the right-hand side for us tonight.
So that's the start as Rochester starting 11 from Bob Lilly. Kitson getting the start over Scott Vale. All right, we'll take a short break. We are minutes away from kickoff. It's the Rochester Rhinos and Crystal Palace Baltimore on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Nothnagel Realtors makes your home shopping experience even easier with our exclusive television show. During Nothnagel Realtors Showcase of Homes, we'll visit dozens of properties throughout the greater Rochester area, offering a variety of styles and price ranges. This is a great way to learn about the current real estate market, and you may see the home of your future. If not, keep watching, because we'll bring you new homes every week. Just one more advantage that Rochester's Realtor offers you.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots, nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. Don't miss your chance to win a 2010 Camaro SS. Play daily for your chance to win. Hurry, time's running out. Plus, join the club and receive up to $25 in free slot play and other great members-only benefits. At Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack, the fun starts here.
Memorial Day weekend means soccer in Rochester. The Vancouver Whitecaps come crashing to town on Saturday, May 29th for a 7 p.m. battle against your Rochester Rhinos. Be among the first 1,500 fans and receive a mini American flag. Get a buy one, get one free ticket just by showing your military ID. For tickets, call 454-KICK.
I'm Mike Ralph, and we're doing it right.
We've been selling cars since Roosevelt was president.
If you're gonna do it right.
Two of the most trusted names in Rochester, Ralph and Honda, have a vehicle for every kind of need, from family sedans and hybrids to SUVs and trucks.
If you're gonna do it right.
Don't feel like leaving the house right now? Then come shopping at ralphdoneright.com.
Done right.
Ralph Honda.
We do it right every day.
Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the new Sleep Cheap 2929 West Henrietta Road in the Southtown Beverage Plaza? Here's some great opening doorbuster specials. A queen pillow top set for just $249. Full set $225. Twin set only $169. Here's a queen pillow top set for a doorbuster special of only $499. How about a queen latex or memory foam? Was $19.99. Now only $8.99. Sleep Cheap 235 Pittsburgh Palmyra Road between Lowe's and Walmart. And our new store 2929 West Henrietta Road in the Southtown Beverage Plaza. You'll sleep better when you sleep cheap.
At Marina Auto Stadium, the Rhinos are 3-1-2 with 11 points. They take on Crystal Palace Baltimore 1-4-1 with 4 points. Joe Giuliano with Michael Kerms, and Rochester going to be wearing the white and black striped jerseys with the white shorts and white socks. Crystal Palace Baltimore with the red and blue striped jerseys, blue shorts and blue socks. They'll be attacking the goal to our right. And it's going to be Brooks and Perez to do the honors as we're underway here. Neto, the former Rhino, gets his first touch on the ball, plays on the near side here to Dobson. His pass forward is off the head of Greenfield. And it gets knocked off of Teixeira. And it'll be a throw-in, or Perez, I'm sorry. Throw-in for Greenfield here on the near side. Up in the air is Seabrook. Tries to keep it in bounds. He can. It'll be a throw-in for the Rochester Rhinos. Rosenlund back to Troy Roberts. As the Rhinos in second place in the USL Conference. Surprise team is Austin, leading the way now with 13 points. But as Mike said in the open, it's still early in the 2010 season. Here's Mota Galvan. He had an ankle injury. He is back and looking to run the midfield for the Rochester Rhinos. Greenfield. Pressured by Seabrook, forced to go back to Troy Roberts, the former LA Galaxy defender. Out to team captain Frankie Sanfilippo. There's Mota Galvan. Actually was knocking the ball around with him last week, and he seems healthy and ready to go. Good side movement and lateral movement. He's been dying to get back into the lineup as he gets a touch here at midfield.
Yeah, he's a key player for the Rhinos. I like how he plays. He controls the center of the park. He switches the ball from side to side. He moves the ball. He's like Neto for Baltimore.
So we'll see the matchup there in the middle of the park as Ferdinand, his first start as a Rhino, gets stripped of the ball, but Greenfield helping out here on the near side. Ferdinand pressured by Seabrook, and Perez forcing Greenfield back to Troy Roberts. The same starting four in the back for Rochester. The other change was the goalkeeper, Scott Vallow.
Well, like I said earlier, they're not getting goals scored against them in the run of play. Keep the back four. They're solid.
So Neil Kitson making his second start with Rochester. Here's Nunez. Center of the field for Spicer. He's back from an injury after a couple of games out. Sanfilippo loves to overlap on that far side. Plays it back inside to Mota Galvan. Galvan pressured by Brooks and knocked away there by Neto. Dobson, quick little spin move, gets it forward, and this time sends it up towards midfield. Perez bumped into from behind by Roberts, but Neto still keeps possession. Neto played in Rochester. Nice ball into space here on the near side for Seabrook, who's got some speed, but Greenfield reads it well. Neto has played indoors with Baltimore, New Jersey, and Philadelphia. Played 10 games with Rochester in 2004. As Rochester has possession, third minute and scoreless from Marina Auto Stadium. Sanfilippo cutting to the center part of the field. Long ball forward now to the near side, looking for Ferdinand, the MISL Rookie of the Year. Cuts it inside. There's Mota Galvan to Roseland. Touches to Nunez, one touch back to Roseland, back to Nunez, top of the 18! And Nunez, good right-footed shot right into the midsection there of Evan Bush. Bush, the 24-year-old, fifth appearance of the season. Great passing there from the Rhinos. And pitch Colin. Gets his head on this one. There's Spicer now coming forward for Nunez. Scored 2 goals against Minnesota. Almost had one here early tonight. Greenfield now. Ferdinand. Cutting inside again with his right foot. Plays it into space for Mota Galvan. Takes a look from 30 yards out, and this one is off the mark. As we're in the 4th minute. Scoreless in Rochester, their first ever meeting with Crystal Palace Baltimore.
Yeah, why not give it a go out there? They're feeling good. They're controlling the game. They've had a shot already. Why not give it a go?
So Mota Galvan with that shot. 5 for the Rhinos, the 23-year-old, his 7th appearance of the season. 1 assist, looking for his first goal. There's Sanfilippo. His header goes forward into space. Coming forward with it now is Robson. Finds it later with it. Into space here on the near side for Seabrook. Veeder, interesting story with Veeder, 18-year-old, is scheduled to join Crystal Palace in the UK in the next several weeks, but that hasn't happened yet, as he is playing here with a throw-in on the near side.
Yeah, this will give him some good experience. He's got 17 caps with the U.S. national team, the under-17s. I'm sorry, 21 caps with the under-17 national team. So this will give him some experience, and hopefully he does well over there in England.
Here's Veeder again with his touch. Played in the residency program in Bradenton, Florida. He's playing on the right side of defense. Now Ferdinand has done a lot of shifting towards the middle part of the field. There's Troy Roberts. Greenfield, a little touch, and it goes through the legs of Ferdinand. Veter picks it up for Crystal Palace Baltimore. Again, Baltimore on a 5-game road trip. They wrap it up here tonight, as they've had some good results. A draw in Vancouver and a shocking win in Portland. Coming off a 2-1 loss, though, on Saturday at Austin. Here's pitch Colin now. Greenfield to Ferdinand. Near side, Ferdinand cuts it back. Plays it to the middle, and diving header there as Mota Galvan wasn't sure how to handle that one later. Picks it up for Neto. Touch inside, back to Neto, the Brazilian. And later with it. Later, the 26-year-old. He's played with Crystal Palace Baltimore since 2008. Long ball into space. Looking for Perez. Pitch Colin, holding him off on the far side of the 18. Mbuta, corner of the 18, tries to cut. Gets around Sanfilippo, low hard cross. And Ferdinand knocks it away for the Rhinos. 7th minute and scoreless. Neto. Veter. Crystal Palace with Teixeira. Will try their hand at the attack here. Brooks is pushed down from behind by Pitch Colin. Easy call for the official.
Baltimore's got 4 forwards out there. They've got Seabrook on the right-hand side. They got Mbuta on the left-hand side. And then they've got Brooks up top with Perez.
It's amazing.
And they're really pushing in a 4-2-4 when they have the ball. You can see that Seabrook and Mbuta are really pushing up high.
It's a very ambitious lineup, being away from home. Ball's tipped into the 18, cleared away by the Rhinos defense. Spicer gets his head on it. Here's Bennett's first touch. He's on the right side tonight. Ferdinand playing on the left side of midfield. Mota Galvan almost lost possession, able to fight it through to Roseland. There's Spicer now pushing it forward. Ferdinand, Greenfield overlapping on the near side. Ferdinand doesn't give it to him, goes outside, and that's going to be a giveaway to Robson. Later.
Yeah, Ferdinand's got to reward Greenfield. He doesn't make a lot of overlapping runs there. I mean, he looked like Frankie there running up the left side. He's got to reward him there.
30-year-old Jonathan Greenfield from South Africa. Good overlapping run. Ferdinand didn't see it. Here's Robson. Long ball driven off of Ian Bennett, the 26-year-old from Canada. Throwing it midfield now for Crystal Palace Baltimore. Crystal Palace head coach Jim Chernesky leading the way here this season for Palace. And this one goes out of bounds. It'll be the first corner kick of the game for Crystal Palace Baltimore.
Yeah, Brooks held that ball very well. Once again, another rookie. My last year in Virginia Beach, he was a rookie there. He's a very strong forward. Back then, he was very raw. You can see the talent. He's a smarter player now.
A lot of speed too from Brooks.
Oh yeah, he's got unbelievable speed. When he stepped on the pitch for Virginia Beach, we just sent him on the run.
Well, he's in the mix now. Veter to take this corner kick from the far side. Gets it at the 6, and Kitson gets his first touch on the ball here. And that's a good save through traffic. That'll build some confidence for the youngster out of St. John's University. There's pitch Colin.
Yeah, I've got to talk to him, see if he's got that accent. He's from New York City.
One of your hometown boys.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Roseland's got some space to turn. Ends up on the thigh, and now the foot of Nunez. Greenfield to Ferdinand. They're trying to sort things out here on the near side. There's Ferdinand cutting inside to Mota Galvan. Everything coming through him so far. His ball, though, is going to be intercepted by Robson. And off the foot of Mbuta. Matthew Mbuta, the 24-year-old, was with the New York Red Bulls for 18 months. Actually scored the last goal ever at Giant Stadium. It's quite an honor, as I'm sure there were some historic games there with the Pelés and the Giorgio Quinalias.
Yeah, right.
And of course, your German superstar, Franz.
Yeah, Beckenbauer.
Here's Kitson now, 10th minute and scoreless in Rochester. As the Rhinos getting a feel for things. Ferdinand was over talking to Bob Lilly on the bench, getting some instruction, and he gets fouled. It'll be a free kick for Mota Galvan. Quickly takes it to Pitch Colin on the far side. Aaron Pitch Colin, 68 games played with FC Dallas in Major League Soccer. Sanfilippo gets the ball tangled in his feet, gives a tough pass to Pitch Colin. He comes back to work hard and keep possession for the Rhinos. Troy Roberts. Roseland. A shove from later, keeps possession. Roseland, one of the UC Santa Barbara products, along with his teammate Monto Galvan in the midfield. There's Seabrook.
Yeah, we've got all three of them on the pitch tonight. I'd like to see some combination play from them, with Nunez as well.
Definitely familiar with one another. Here's Brooks, his first touch, pops up in the air. Roberts cleans it up for the Rhinos. Nunez, good player with his back to the goal, able to fight off players and spin. Gets it to Ferdinand here on the near side. Low cross. Headed at the top of the box by Teixeira, and Neto coming away with it. Now Yakil Perez coming forward, crossing midfield. Perez got the game-winning goal in Portland. Looking to make more happen here. Mbuta lays it off for Perez. Corner of the 18 on the far side. Trying to get it into Brooks, but Greenfield wins the header. Later gets the right-footed volley away at the top of the box, and that is off the mark in the 12th minute, and we are scoreless. Rochester and Crystal Palace, Baltimore.
Crystal Palace could have done better with that. They were on a 3v3 there, but then when the ball came across, Greenfield cleared it right to the center of the park. They can't clear it in the center of the park, and later had a free shot. Luckily for the Rhinos, he cleared it. Later just kicked it all the way out of the park.
Kitson had a few words for his defenders as far as that clearance is concerned. There's going to be a foul. You can call that a couple of different ways. As Andrew Marshall climbing up the back. And then the handball as well. So the 26-year-old central defender called for the foul. And the Rhinos will have the free kick here. Greenfield says he'll take it, so Monto Galvan will walk away. Roberts pushing up into the attack. 13th minute and scoreless. There's Greenfield's chip into the box. Pitch Colin running for it. Bush gets there first. And with the right hand punches it away. Here's Ian Bennett. Roseland cutting inside, spinning around, still with possession. Neto all over him, and this will be a free kick for the Rhinos. We're about 30 yards out, just to the left of Evan Bush. Good opportunity here. Not sure if you saw that goal in Honduras from 45 yards out, where he drove the ball into the goal off a free kick. Monto Galvan's chip off the head of Teixeira. Ends up inside the 18 with Ferdinand. But there was on Yahoo, free kick from 45 yards out, dart over the keeper in the goal.
Like a rocket into the upper 90, right?
Fantastic shot.
I was telling a friend of mine, it was funny because now I've got a lot of people from O'Brien Gear coming to me talking to me about things like this, and I said there must have been wind at his back. He can't. I go, well, the goalie was sleeping.
Well, you're a celebrity now, so everyone wants to get a piece of what's going on here. Here's Monto Galvan to Roseland. Mike Kerms doing a great job taking over for Pat Ercole. There's Sanfilippo's cross. Ferdinand heads it back across the 6. And Evan Bush safely scoops that one up for Crystal Palace, Baltimore.
It's actually a nice ball from Frankie. Ferdinand just he had time to take that down on his chest. Patience in the box.
There's Bush now slowing things down. He'll drive this one forward. Good job by Pitch Colin, wins the header. Roseland heads it back to Jonathan Greenfield. Spins it to the far side. Sanfilippo back central for Aaron Pitch Colin. And Roberts now with it. Troy Roberts, who has a goal this season. 7th straight appearance for Rochester after playing with Cleveland last year. Here's Bennett. If he gets in the open space, he can turn on the Jets. Here he goes. Lays it off for Roseland. No, good one touch there looking for Ferdinand. He's played behind him, so the Rhinos start the attack again. Roseland senses the pressure from Perez. Lays it off for Monto Galvan. Nunez, top of the 18. Fighting off defenders, spins. His right-footed shot is blocked, and the rebound shot there by Monto Galvan sends it just wide of the far post. There's a good play there from Nunez and Monto Galvan.
You know, the play started Roseland to Monto Galvan to Nunez, and then back to Monto Galvan.
Great slide tackle there by Robson, but Monto Galvan never gave up on the play.
No.
15th minute, beautiful night for soccer in Rochester. As it's a lot different than we saw last week against AC St. Louis. The Rhinos had 10 days off before tonight's game, and then Saturday out to Vancouver, Swangard Stadium. San Filippo will head this one to Neil Kitson. He played at St. John's University. He was the 42nd pick in the first round to the Kansas City Wizards in 2009. Gets into this one. Headed forward there by Marshall. Neto gets the second header. And Perez off the top of his head onto the foot of Bennett. He's stripped by Mbuta. And Perez has it now on the far side. Robson. Later. Back in the middle of the field to Teixeira. Push it towards the far side. Perez checking back. Pitch Collins all over his back. And forces the bad pass there. So a throw-in coming up for the Rhinos. On Saturday, that game kicks off at 10 p.m. Radio coverage beginning at 9:30 from Swangard Stadium. Here's Roberts to Greenfield. Roseland quickly pressured by Perez. Does a good job, though. We've seen a lot of that from Roseland. He seems to sense the pressure coming a lot earlier than most players.
Oh yeah, he's excellent at that. He feels the players coming and he makes a move before they even know that he's making a move. It's a bad foul by him, but he does feel the pressure right away, and he gives the ball. He plays simple soccer. Him and Moto Galvan in the center are very strong for the Rhinos here.
It's been a nice combination for Bob Lilly and Billy Sedgwick and Billy Andracki, the coaching staff for the Rhinos. Gives up a foul, a free kick for Neto. He's going to leave it for Teixeira instead. And Teixeira, the 33-year-old from Portugal, will take this free kick. He has been all around the USL second division.
Yeah, he's also played in the 4th division in England with Chesterfield, which is still solid. Any English soccer is solid, particularly in the top 4 divisions.
Let's see what Teixeira serves up, gets the flick off the head of San Filippo.
He's also got the most experience.
Yeah. New team moving up to a higher level. They're going to have to depend on his experience. Here's Ferdinand fighting through traffic. Neto tries to take him down. Ferdinand still with it. Bennett overlapping on the far side, just outside the 18. Gets the cross in later. Just gets a foot on it to slow down the Rhinos' attack. San Filippo outside to Bennett. One-on-one with Robson. Low, hard cross. Top of the box. Ferdinand goes for the header. Now it's to Roseland, but Neto gets there first and clears it away inside the 18. A throw-in for the Rhinos. About 20 yards out on the near side. Teixeira is the player down at the 6.
Bennett had 2 opportunities for crosses there. He could have done better with both of them. The Rhinos did almost get an opportunity there, but you can see the counter-attacking speed from the Rhinos here.
So Greenfield to take this throw-in. As Teixeira is up and he's okay. Greenfield gets the ball back from Roseland. High cross into the box. Bennett, good time on the header. Gets it forward to Roseland. Takes it off his chest. Tries to poke it over Veeder. Still has it. Little chip, and it's up and over the bar. Good effort there from Tyler Rosenland, the 23-year-old.
Did great with that inside the box, the 18. He brings it down on his chest. He nicks it over the defender. And then he gets an opportunity on net. Just great composure inside the 18, and he's deceptively quick.
We talked about his decision-making. Very entertaining to watch, the 23-year-old. Bush will get into this one over the head of Perez, but the header goes forward, and Moto Galvan will come back with it to Jonathan Greenfield, the former Minnesota Thunder player. Here's pitch Colin now. Pokes it forward. Nunez checking back off the chest. No one there but Perez. And the counterattack starts for Crystal Palace. This one's off of Roberts, and this time Moto Galvan will clear it deep. Up over midfield. Robson will take it. Robson from Hull, England. Played with the Long Island Rough Riders. Also had a trial with the Crystal Palace side in England in 2009. Just wasn't able to get pen to paper. Good ball from Neto into space. Seabrook tries a deflection off of Greenfield. Won't go out of bounds, and Kitson will play it forward. Here's Roseland. Ferdinand, now Neto chasing him there. This is a mismatch as far as speed is concerned, and then a giveaway. But Ferdinand gets a call anyways. As Neto maybe tugging on the jersey there. Referee is going to call the advantage initially. but makes the call instead. So Neto called for the foul, free kick for the Rhinos. 21st minute, and scoreless at Marina Auto Stadium, the final of 3 straight at home for the Rochester Rhinos. If you're just tuning in, I'm Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms, the former Rhino defender / midfielder. Is that okay for you?
/forward. You know,
Goalie.
There was one game that we played, I'll never forget it, in Lehigh Valley. Because we ended up with 2 red cards that game. I ended up playing every single position that game.
In one game?
In one game.
Wow.
Pat just moved me around because we had to fill spots. And
well, that's a credit to you.
Well,
it's a lot of trust in the coaches to have you float around and play different positions.
Or maybe he just couldn't find the right spot for me. You know, it was one or the other.
Where are we going to put this guy?
He's not working on the right. Let's put him on the left.
He had a great career with the Rhinos and a fan favorite. Here's Yakil Perez's header. As Mike Kerms also known for that flip throw. Can you do that from up here, Mike?
I don't know if I could do it from up here. I think I might hurt myself. We're kind of high here.
The flip throw. What a weapon that was, though. I mean, really, like a corner kick at times, just getting whipped into the box.
Yeah, the most strength that we had from it was when we were way in the back. If you've got a long throw in the back and you're trapped in the back in your back corner, you just get it out of there and throw it to midfield. And it's a lot easier for me because I didn't have to aim it anywhere. I just had to hit Tilly in the head or Lennon in the head, and that was it.
I remember the oohs and the ahs from the crowd on the flip throws. They loved it. That was a huge hit. Giveaway here now. Monta Galvan. This giveaway leads to a shot from Nunez. And from distance there, Bush reads it the whole way. Is Chernesky, the player coach, he's listed as. He's not sat down once yet. He's actually a scout for Crystal Palace in North America. Yeah, Perez is offsides here as the referee's assistant. A little late and behind the play, but gets the flag up anyways. Now, Chernesky's got a kind of an interesting background. He grew up in St. Louis. He was trained by ex-Manchester United star Gordon Hill. And he said it was quite an honor growing up, having such a well-known soccer superstar training you and teach you the game.
Yeah, he dibbled and dabbled a little bit in the USL 2. Never really had a great career in the USL 2, but he's been around quite a long time.
There's Ferdinand. This time it's Later who's tugging on the jersey. So they respect the speed of Ferdinand, the 23-year-old from Haiti. It's going to get a touch here from Greenfield. Nope, goes over his head. And it'll be a throw-in for Palace Baltimore. Subs available for Crystal Palace: Chase Harrison, Yoshitaki, Nishimura, Patterson, Healy, and Lucio. Not Lucio from Inter Milan, though. For Rochester, Vallo, Kissy, Hamilton, Hines, Costanzo, Short, and Gore. Space now. Spicer coming straight at the defense. Good slide tackle there by Neto. Ends up on the foot of Ferdinand. Cross into the box. And Robson heads this one out to Mbuta. Mbuta, this one is popped forward. Who gets possession here? Let's see. It's Mbuta to come away with it for Baltimore. Later now on the far side. 24th minute, no score in Rochester. Miss hits the pass forward. And Sanfilippo will easily play it back to Neil Kitson. Kitson gets it up forward to midfield. Marshall's there, but his touch goes to Roseland. And here's Ferdinand, who's had a lot of touches here in this first half. Bennett a little more quiet on that far side. Greenfield moving off the ball, Roseland. And Spicer is going to come backwards now to Jonathan Greenfield. Spicer, the 26-year-old. Draft pick of Chivas USA in 06. Here's Sanfilippo now with some space to work on the far side. Cross into the box, and that's up and over everyone. Neto easily scoops it up there for Baltimore. Closed down by Ferdinand, double team on a good job there. Look at the calm composure on the ball, splitting the two defenders.
It's very, very risky, but that's how Neto plays, and he's just got so much confidence in his play. That's why he's such a great indoor player. They need to flow the ball through Neto more. You can see the difference between both 4-4-2s. The Rhinos are holding onto the ball. They're keeping possession. Baltimore gets the ball, and they rush it. They're not playing with any patience. They're trying to get it right down the field as quickly as possible.
It's not going to work to the strengths of Neto. He's guiding things from the middle of the field. Here's Nunez. And And Roseland, tough little touch given away to Brooks. Neto sending later forward. Robson with it now. Far side, Matthew Mbuta. Robson, no pressure. Spicer finally coming and forcing it forward to later. Seabrook, now he's on that far side. Looks like Brooks is coming to the near side here. Nunez. Roseland. He had some time and space, decided to make the pass, and Brooks nicely intercepting it, heading it back to Evan Bush. Evan Bush, 4 games played, 3 goals against. He's got 2 shutouts this year. After suffering in Cleveland last season, taking their knocks as they moved up to the higher division. There's a long ball for Seabrook. He's got some speed. Roberts is going to have to deal with that. And he'll knock it off of Seabrook, and it'll be a throw-in for Rochester. On the far side, Jordan Seabrook, number 17.
Well, that's the example right there. They get the ball. Robson hits it right down the field. Typical English style. Robson's an English guy, and he's trying to use his speed up top, but he's up there all by himself, and he's against Roberts, who's a solid defender.
So we'll see if Neto and Crystal Palace Baltimore can slow down their attack and be more creative to the strengths of the Brazilian, number 22, Neto. Here's Monta Galvan. Greenfield now with it, 30 years old, from South Africa. Moved to the U.S. in 2004. Roberts. Initially was partnered with Bellamy as the central defenders for the Rhinos, but Pitch Colin signed, and his experience will be great help to Tyler Bellamy. Here's Roseland. Monta Galvan. There's Ferdinand, nicely off the chest, back inside to Roseland. Outside now to Monta Galvan. There's a ball into space. Nunez is marked up there and headed away. And Brooks will just try to clear it towards midfield where Perez picks it up. Perez, the Cuban, defected to the U.S. in 2005. Pressuring Roseland here at midfield. Filippo, now back to Monta Galvan. 28th minute, Rochester looking for a way to get through here. There's Pitch Colin. 28th minute, Sanfilippo avoids one player, comes forward now to Bennett. On the far side, he's closed down immediately, goes inside to Monta Galvan. Roseland. Rochester patient with this build-up here. Roseland's getting tugged on. We continue to play. Ferdinand turning. Outside now to Greenfield. Cuts it back to his right. Gets across into the box. Nunez, spinning shot. Takes the one-timer, and it's just up and over the bar.
Yeah, Ferdinand's starting to get it here. Greenfield's getting forward for the Rhinos, and Nunez takes that ball great. Greenfield cuts it here, and then he does a great job. He does a great job getting the ball across with his right foot, and Nunez just takes it from behind, and he swings his body around. That's a tough shot from that angle.
Does a great job, one-timer, and not too far off the mark for Tino Nunez.
Joe, the great thing to see here is that Ferdinand's having an excellent half, I believe, and you've got Bennett, Ferdinand, Franks, Gore. They've got some excellent outside midfielders, and they can bring these guys off the bench at any point and really help explode the team at any point during the game.
Not a bad option to have. And you look down and you see, you have Vallow and Short and a whole bunch of other people that can really make it. Anthony Hamilton, Hoxie. So Pat Erickley and Bob Lee have done a great job in rebuilding this Rochester Rhinos team, as they've only brought 3 players back from last season. There's Pitch Colin. To Frankie Sanfilippo, the former Charleston Battery, Syracuse Salty Dog player. Nunez. Middle of the field now, Pitch Colin. Good touch, Roseland. 1-2 with Monta Galvan. Slide tackle by Marshall to break up the play. Now Perez with it. Double team. Bennett coming in, and he'll be called for the foul on later. And it'll be a free kick for Teixeira and Crystal Palace Baltimore.
Rhinos playing some nice 1-2 touch soccer right there, keeping possession of the ball, making Crystal Palace work really hard to earn that ball back.
Perez, heavy touch there, but able to keep possession. Back to Teixeira. Just a giveaway at midfield. Monta Galvan can't handle it, so Crystal Palace Baltimore comes away with it. Brooks is open on this near side. He's going to get it from Perez. Veter is overlapping. Neto with it now. Gets it forward to Veter. One-on-one here on the near side with Greenfield. Brooks with it. There's Neto. We'll see if he goes inside with this one. Perez fighting off Roberts. But Mocho Galvan comes to clean up the garbage. There's Marshall spinning, getting away from Spicer. His clearance goes out of bounds, and it's a throw-in for the Rhinos directly in front of Bob Lilly.
The Rhinos got to be
coaching staff.
The Rhinos got to be careful. Every time Neto's got the ball, you see how dangerous he is. He's got the ball. He gets Roseland to get flat-footed. He knocks it, and then he's off. He's so quick off that first step.
He's been, even when he was in Rochester, a pleasure to watch.
There's always been a question of his fitness, but he looks pretty good right now.
Forced to be a leader here with Crystal Palace Baltimore. And Nunez gets it to the corner of the 18. Ferdinand almost gets around to Shera, but a good hard tackle from the central defender. And he wins possession back here for Crystal Palace Baltimore. There's Teixeira. He's got some space and looks forward now to Perez. Later, Robson now to Neto. Nice move to spin away from Spicer. Changes it here to the near side for Brooks. Settles it down nicely. Looking for some speed, and Greenfield doesn't give him the option. And they'll say Brooks was the last one to touch it. He can't believe it. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Rhinos.
I agree with Brooks. Greenfield made a great defensive play there.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
And it went right between Brooks' legs.
Brooks, the 30-year-old from Jamaica, is going to have to deal with that one as he's still looking back at the referee's assistant on the near side.
He's got to get his head in the game. He has to start using his speed against Greenfield if he wants Crystal Palace to score a goal here.
It should be an interesting matchup. Greenfield's played him pretty tight. Timed his tackles perfectly so far. There's Ferdinand. He has had a lot of possession here in this first half. Later, though, takes it away to Robson now on the far side. Brooks talking to Chernesky here. As they're going to maybe make some tactical adjustments. We'll see what the final word will be. And that's a giveaway here at midfield. Moda Galvan. Ferdinand. Greenfield, 33rd minute. Rochester, Baltimore are scoreless. Giveaway here. Dangerous spot as Seabrook looking for help. No one else up top but Perez, and he's 1-on-3. There's Later. Now on the far side to Robson. Back to Later, middle of the field. Brooks has got some space now to settle it down. Go at Greenfield. Help coming from Ferdinand. Brooks gets the cross. Later, right-footed volley at the top of the 18. That's off the mark. And that'll be a goal kick coming up for Neil Kitson. Looks like Brooks now finding a little space here on this near side.
Yeah, they've moved him over to the right midfield, and he's been actually getting the ball a lot more out here, and he's creating an opportunity there. Later could have done a little bit better than that, but I got to say it's tough to hit a side volley from across like that from the top of the 18. Yeah. If he connected on that,
yeah, we're talking goal of the year.
Yeah,
it would have been a beauty. There's Brooks getting the header.
That play actually started from Later. Later's the one who hit the ball out to Brooks, and then he got forward onto the top of the 18.
Good point. Didn't quit, kept getting back in the play. Good lesson for the young soccer players. This is off of Perez. Bob Lilly showing some fancy footwork here on the near sideline. Gets it to his left defender. At halftime, the press officer for the North American Soccer League, Kartik Krishnaiyer, will join us. We'll have highlights and hopefully a player interview before they head to the dressing room. There's Pitch Colin, 35th minute, and scoreless. Good ball into space. Spicer in behind Teixeira. Running out of real estate as he sends this one behind the goal. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Evan Bush and Crystal Palace Baltimore. Mike, they're on a 5-game road trip, and they've got to have some confidence. You pick up a draw at Swangard Stadium in Vancouver, a shocking 1-0 win in Portland, and maybe coming into Rochester doesn't seem as daunting.
Yeah, I mean, the 5 games on the road, that's always tough. I don't think I've ever experienced 5 games on the road in a row. 3 games maybe, but 5 games is tough. And with a win and a tie on the road, that does build confidence. This team's a lot better than their record shows. They've got a lot of great players on paper. I just don't think they're putting it together, and you can see that there's some disconnects out there. They're slowing the game down when it should be sped up. They're speeding the game up when it should be slowed down. So
that's a great point.
I think it's just a little bit more time playing together, and they'll be a team to reckon with.
Now Ferdinand is on the far side. They put Bennett on the near side. Ferdinand cutting outside, gets the cross into the box. Bush bobbles this one, but able to pick it up on the second try.
I'm really excited about Ferdinand. He's doing some great stuff from both sides.
So if he can continue that solid play. And Buta on the far side. Going at Sanfilippo, tries to step over, does it again. Gets around Sanfilippo, but pitch Colin comes in and helps out. Later gets the loose ball instead to Mbuta. Corner of the 18. And Roberts just clears this one out. And throwing coming up for Crystal Palace, Baltimore. 36th minute.
Difference between Roberts and Teixeira. Teixeira gets the ball, and he's very calm, cool, and collected with it. Roberts just cleared it there. Roberts has to take a little bit of a lesson there. Not just clear it, now it's right back in our face.
And that's what's happening now with pitch Colin under pressure from Mbuta. Not giving the big Reno Central defender any space to deal with. Perez will come in and double team. And they'll say a throw in for Rochester deep in their own half of the field on the far side. So Mike, the switch now with Ferdinand and Bennett just changing sides on the midfield.
Well, if you've noticed that a lot of the overlapping has been coming from the left side, I think maybe Bob wants to see a little bit more attack on the right side as well. Baltimore's been containing Frankie pretty well. Frankie hasn't gotten forward very much. Could be their tactic with Mbuta on the left-hand side there.
So we'll see what that adjustment does for the Rhinos as Spicer picks up this loose ball at midfield. Gets it to Roseland, but taken off his foot. And later will come away with it for Crystal Palace, Baltimore. Yakil Perez. Now in the midfield for Neto, who's got some time, space, nicely coming out to the near side to Veeder. Neto again with it. Just look at this. Look at that dribbling. Beautiful stuff from Neto.
He's technically one of the strongest players that I've ever played with, and one of the most technical players in this league.
Very impressed.
Yep.
Calm, cool, players all over his back. Still able to make the right choice and not lose possession.
He could definitely dribble himself out of a paper bag with 3 guys on top of that paper bag. He's a very, very nice player, and he had it as a rookie as well. He just needed a little bit more experience, and he's got that now.
29 years old, and he's been around the mill quite a bit now, as he's making his home in Baltimore for indoors and outdoors. Kitson, 38th minute, scoreless, rolls it out here to Greenfield. Aaron Pitch Colin with it now. Pitch Colin, a late signing for the Rochester Rhinos. This only his 5th appearance out of 7. Almost bad giveaway there. Perez looking to streak in towards goal. Kitson quickly sends it up towards midfield. Marshall. There's Brooks off his chest, pressured by Bennett. We'll go back to Veeder. Again, Veeder, 18 years old.
Very nice for 18 years old. Very calm on the right-hand side, playing very well. U17 national team.
Long ball in his space, and they're going to say Seabrook is offsides as he gets the chip into the side netting. The referee's assistant raising the flag much earlier than that. But you said, yeah, Veeder, 18 years old, and you like what you're seeing from the youngster?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Getting some experience here. Maybe he does get a signing over in England. Could be a possible future pick for the United States national team.
So keep our eyes on that one as Crystal Palace, that's their goal of joining the team here in Baltimore. Finding U.S.-based players. Hopefully bring them over to the big club in the UK. There's Sanfilippo, 40th minute. Baltimore and Rochester yet to find the back of the net. Spicer. Montegalvan's little chip goes forward, but it's taken away by Mbuta, and he plays it back to Robson. There's Matthew Mbuta.
That's the one thing about the USSF. They don't forget their players that have played at the U17 or U21 levels. They keep watch on them, see what they're doing, see where they're playing, and they don't forget about them. Some of the guys that have never been in the program, they just don't get the looks. But, it's all about being in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
Veeder was there at one point, and he's still getting looked at.
Moving his way right up the ranks as he and Neto playing with it on the near side. Marshall. Spicer closing him down. And Perez will settle and spin. Makes his way towards goal. We'll come backwards now to Neto, who's got all sorts of real estate to set up as Rochester. Everyone dropping back except for the two forwards. And Buta. Got some space and some skill on that far side. Knocks Ferdinand off the ball, crossed into the box. Greenfield heads it away. And Neto will pick it up here. Near side of the 18. Brooks. Looking for some space. Goes back to Neto. Neto double teamed by Bennett and Roseland. Brooks able to win possession here. Gets the cross off of Greenfield. Neto, look at that magic. Through two players, crossed into the box. Goes through the 18, and Buta with a little shove on the back of Ferdinand will continue to play. And that cross is deflected off the thigh of Pitchkolin, and Sanfilippo coming away with it for the Rhinos. Spicer gonna go forward, decided to slow it down at midfield. The crowd urging a little more attack here from the number 9. Here's Bennett. Middle of the field for Sanfilippo. Roseland. This ball on the ground to Moto Galvan. Ferdinand with it. Roseland to Greenfield. Crystal Palace with only one player up top, everyone else defending. Seabrook, the lone striker. Now he's even getting back into the mix to help out. As Rochester just knocking it around about 45 yards away from goal. Unable to find any open avenues here. Here's Nunez checking back. Spins, 20 yards out for Spicer. Far side of the 18. Robson on him. Spicer to Sanfilippo. Gets the one-time cross into the box. Headed down there, but top of the 18 for Greenfield. Settles it in a right-footed shot. And it's up and off the mark.
Well, the thing is, it's okay to be patient from 45 yards out, but they had an opportunity right before that on the counterattack. Frankie brought it across, gave it to Spicer, and then Spicer kind of slowed it down, and then he realized that the counterattack was going on, gave time for Baltimore to get back, and before you know it, they had all 10 players behind the ball. But then they were patient, and they got through, and they did get an opportunity there.
That was the shot from Greenfield, as we took a look at that one on our replay screen. We're going to call a foul on later, and it's going to be a kick for the Rhinos, far side of midfield. 43rd minute. And scoreless. Rochester with 8 shots, and according to the scoreboard, Crystal Palace, Baltimore not credited with any just yet.
If I ever get through the back road investigation.
There's Sanfilippo now. He'll leave the free kick for Pitchkolin.
I'm confused, Joe. I've seen at least 3 shots from Baltimore, and I had, there could have been 8 shots, none on goal yet for the Rhinos, but
not sure if the scoreboard's malfunctioning, but we'll get the official stats at halftime. Brooks now with it to Neto. Neto's finding a lot of space in that little pocket right there.
He struggled a little bit at the beginning. They weren't getting on the ball, but now he's getting the ball, and if they keep putting the ball through Neto, Baltimore's going to take advantage of this game.
There's Mbuta. We'll see what he can do here. He loves to go one-on-one. This time he'll lay it off for Robson. Hard cross goes to Greenfield, who heads it down to the turf, and Roseland picks it up. Here's Nunez. Diagonal run here from Spicer, and Veeder able just to get the top of his head on it and break up the Rhinos' attack. Teixeira with it now. Plays it back to Bush. And Robson will pick up possession again. And Robson seems to be on a page of his own.
He is on a page.
Long.
Yeah, he is. He's playing the old English style of soccer. He keeps hitting those long balls. He sees the forwards up there, and they're just not going to be Pitchkolin and Roberts every time on the run. Meanwhile, you got Teixeira, Veeder, and Neto, and Brooks. They're stringing a lot of passes together. They're trying to control the game.
If you watch his decisions, Robson, when he makes those long balls, he's got Neto, who's actually wide open right in the middle of the field.
Every single time.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a triple team there on the far side, and they'll call a throw-in as Nunez loses that battle. Here's Neto now. Veeder, 45th minute. Veeder cutting inside of Bennett. Now outside to Brooks. Greenfield slowing down Brooks. And the word is no stoppage time here in the first half. Teixeira coming forward. Left-footed shot way high and off the mark. As that's 45 minutes played and fourth official holding up the clock. No stoppage time. Here in half number one, we played 45 minutes, so I guess we're going to have a few seconds of stoppage time.
Yeah, I mean, Teixeira's thinking to himself, you know what? Hey, I'm the veteran on this pitch. I'm going to give it a go. And he kicks a field goal instead.
Yeah.
But you know what? Why not give it a go? He had all the space in front of him.
He did have space. There
Why
was
not?
time and space.
Yep.
As I'm sure on the ensuing goal kick, that'll be it. And there it is. Your whistle blows for the first half. Rochester and Crystal Palace, Baltimore are scoreless. Crystal Palace, they're coming off a 2-1 loss on Sunday at Austin for Rochester, a 10-day layoff. And Rochester, looks like we'll have Darren Spicer joining us for the halftime show as we are scoreless after 45 minutes of play at Marina Auto Stadium. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms. And this is the 7th home game of the season for the Rochester Rhinos. So 15 minutes and tactical adjustments to be made on both sides of the pitch as we are scoreless after 45. Let's go on to field level. And Rhinos forward Darren Spicer joining us. And Darren, welcome to the halftime show. We won't keep you too long. We know you got to catch up with the guys in the dressing room. But, 10 days off, and for you personally, even longer than that. And you get the nod tonight. Got to feel real good to get back onto the pitch.
Yeah, it feels great to be back out there. Being out for 4 or 5 weeks with a calf injury, feels good to be playing again.
Hey, Darren, Mike Kerms here. Hey, great having you come off the bench last week. How did it feel to come off the bench and get that assist?
Oh, it felt good. First time I felt really strong in a while, so just tried to bring a little energy into the game because it was ugly conditions, a little bit ugly play, so just trying to spark something off the bench with fresh legs.
What's your role tonight with Nunez?
We're just trying to combine a bit, and one of us a bit underneath them and one trying to get in behind, but so far we haven't gotten behind a whole lot, so try to do that a little bit more in the second half.
All right, Darren, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Best of luck in the second half.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Rhinos forward Darren Spicer joining us after 45 minutes of play. Rochester and Crystal Palace, Baltimore are scoreless on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Rochester. Car dealers all over New York will not sell you a vehicle because you owe thousands more on your old car than it's actually worth. My new economic stimulus program in conjunction with Marina Dodge can solve that problem today.
Hurry to Marina Dodge because this week we'll pay off your trade even if you owe $5,000 more than it's worth. Bring home $350 a week and you're virtually pre-approved. Or drive away in a 2010 Dodge Caliber with no money down and a payment of $129. Going on now at Marina Dodge in Webster, always the best for less.
Kevin Michelson, employee for Monroe County Probation. After coming to World Gym, I was able to lose 57 pounds in the 3 months and 75 pounds over a 5 months period, and I've kept it off since. I was on 4 or 5 medications. I'm off everything now. It's really changed my life. I'll take it with me forever. The staff is fantastic, very knowledgeable, professional. If you're looking for results like these, give World Gym a call, or better yet, come on down.
Car dealers all over New York will not sell you a vehicle because you owe thousands more on your old car than it's actually worth. My new economic stimulus program, in conjunction with Marina Chrysler Jeep, can solve that problem today.
Hurry to Marina Chrysler Jeep because this week we'll pay off your trade even if you owe $5,000 more than it's worth. Bring home $350 a week and you're virtually pre-approved. Or drive away in a 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee with no money down and a payment of $179. Going on now at Marina Chrysler Jeep in Webster, always the best for less.
Tracy Door Company, how may I help you?
When you call the Tracy Door Company, you get the answers you need because you're talking to the garage door experts. With 20 years in the business, our knowledge is proven every time the phone rings. Call Tracy Door for fast, reliable installations on top-of-the-line insulated overhead doors from CHI, Genie Garage Door Openers, and repairs for any make or model.
For 3 generations, the Tracy Door Company.
With Memorial Day right around the corner and spring in full bloom, Wilkins RV in Bath, New York wants to get you ready to go RVing now through May 29th during the pre-Memorial Day RV sale. Over 300 new and pre-enjoyed RVs to choose from. A new Trail Runner travel trailer for just $129 a month. A new Flagstaff fold down for just $99 a month. Be in your new RV by Memorial Day. Interest rates as low as 5.9%. Plus over 30 bank repos priced to save you thousands. Save today at Wilkins RV in Bath, New York. Serving you for 3 generations. Located at exit 37 off I-86.
Rochester Rhinos soccer continues from Marina Auto Stadium. I'm Joe Giuliano. After 45 minutes of play, the Rhinos and Crystal Palace Baltimore are scoreless. Well, it doesn't matter if it's Miami, Minnesota, or wherever else across the USSF second division. You're bound to run into this guy, the press officer for the North American Soccer League, Kartik Krishnaiyer. Kartik, welcome to Rochester. I've seen you all over the league, but it's nice to finally have you here in Rochester.
It's great to be back with you, Joe. This is the third time we're doing this.
It sure is. And, talk about your tour of the league, going around the league and coming to Rochester tonight, a place that really last year was kind of hollow without the suites and the press box. What are your thoughts on this beautiful venue here in Rochester?
Facilities looking better than ever. Rob Clark, the owner of the Rhinos, has made some improvements to the stadium, and it's been fantastic to experience the new suites upstairs, and you've got a great team to go along with it. This is the third time I'm seeing the Rhinos, as we mentioned earlier, and Bob Lilly's team has looked better and better as the season's progressed, and we're only in the second month of the season.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be appreciative of those kind words. But overall, I mean, the league, some shockers as far as results are concerned. Crystal Palace Baltimore, who's here tonight in Rochester, picked up a 1-0 shocker in Portland. So there is some parity. There's a lot of quality teams, and you've got to be happy with what you're seeing on the pitch.
Yeah, the balance in our league is pretty striking. Palace gets that result in Portland last Thursday night. And it just shows how competitive the USSF Second Division is this season. We're seeing the teams at the bottom of the table playing up to the teams at the top. More balance, more parity than ever, and more good players, more high-level players at this level than we've seen in some time.
How about off the pitch as far as the NASL is concerned? How are things going in that avenue?
We're doing very well. We're beginning to start the sanctioning process again for USSF sanctioning for D2 for next season. And obviously, everybody here knows what happened the last year with USL and with the NASL, and that process is beginning again. The timetable is expedited this year. Most of these things will be resolved by the time this season ends. We'll know what's going to happen next year. That'll give the leagues time to plan, and also, of course, our teams as well.
And what's next for the Kartik Krishnaiyer tour? Vancouver, Portland, where are you going to be next?
I'll be in Montreal next, but I'll be back here real soon for one of your home games. I wanted to make a weekend game. This is a good turnout today here in Rochester. We know we have a phenom pitching down the street, and that's kind of depressed turnout. So be back here when this place is full house and when we don't have 50-mile-per-hour winds.
Well, Kartik, as usual, open door anytime you want to join us on the broadcast, and come on up to Rochester. Love to have you.
Great. Thank you once again, Joe. We'll see you again soon.
All right. Thank you. Kartik Krishnaiyer, the NASL press officer, joining us on the Rhinos halftime show. Scoreless after 45 minutes, Rochester and Crystal Palace Baltimore on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Stay on him. Stay on him. Where are you?
It's lagging. Okay, I don't know what to do.
Dude, stay with us.
Don't act like a noob. Discover the power of you with Roadrunner Turbo with free power boost from Time Warner Cable. You can get a burst of additional speed at no additional charge. Time Warner Cable. Revel in the power of you.
Get the fastest Roadrunner available. Upgrade to Turbo.
Memorial Day weekend means soccer in Rochester. The Vancouver Whitecaps come crashing to town on Saturday, May 29th for a 7 p.m. battle against your Rochester Rhinos. Be among the first 1,500 fans and receive a mini American flag. Get a buy one, get one free ticket just by showing your military ID. For tickets, call 454-KICK. Memorial Day weekend means soccer in Rochester. The Vancouver Whitecaps come crashing to town on Saturday, May 29th for a 7 p.m. battle against your Rochester Rhinos. Be among the first 1,500 fans and receive a mini American flag. Get a buy one, get one free ticket just by showing your military ID. For tickets, call 454-KICK.
Time Warner Cable is dedicated to the future of our nation's children. That's why we've launched our Connect a Million Minds initiative. We're asking adults to help us inspire kids through science, technology, engineering, and math. And we're achieving this through local partnerships with FIRST. Across the country, Time Warner Cable employees are helping bring FIRST robotics competitions to the areas we serve. The future of our nation and our children depends on math, science, and technology. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
The Rhinos' 3-game homestand closes out tonight. 45 minutes in the books. Rochester, Crystal Palace are scoreless on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
I was doing nothing. Then I went to Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack. They got it all. Exciting slots. Nearly 1,200 of them. This great all-you-can-eat buffet and live thoroughbred racing. Don't miss your chance to win a 2010 Camaro SS. Play daily for your chance to win. Hurry, time's running out. Plus, join the club and receive up to $25 in free slot play and other great members-only benefits. At Finger Lakes Gaming and Racetrack, the fun starts here.
Nothnagel Realtors makes your home shopping experience even easier with our exclusive television show. During Nothnagel Realtors Showcase of Homes, we'll visit dozens of properties throughout the greater Rochester area, offering a variety of styles and price ranges. This is a great way to learn about the current real estate market, and you may see the home of your future. If not, keep watching, because we'll bring you new homes every week. Just one more advantage that Rochester's Realtor offers you.
And we are back at Marina Auto Stadium. Joe Giuliano with Mike Kerms. It's the Rochester Rhinos and Crystal Palace, Baltimore. For Rochester, they close out their 3-game homestand this evening before heading out to Vancouver. Tomorrow is the trip out west for Crystal Palace, Baltimore. They'll be home on Saturday against the Portland Timbers. So players and coaches making their way back onto the pitch to start the second half, and see Mike Kerms working extremely hard trying to find out if there's any replacements.
Doesn't look like it to me.
Looks like there's going to be one change. Randy Patterson looks like he's going to be coming in. He's getting final instructions now from Jim Chernesky. So Patterson, a striker, played with Charleston in 2008 and 2009. Looks like he's going to check in. We'll see who he replaces. Randy Patterson, the 25-year-old.
Yes.
We'll see if it's going to be Seabrook, Perez, Brooks, or Mbuta, a variety of forwards that could possibly be coming off. Yeah. Ryan Hines getting some instructions on the Rhino sideline as well.
Patterson, another player with some national team experience. He's got 2 caps with Trinidad Tobago. This team has a lot of experience at the national level, being at U17 or being at different smaller countries, but still they've got that experience.
So it's Seabrook who has come off. The 22-year-old Seabrook off, and Patterson is on. And we're getting ready to kick off here. Rochester will be attacking the goal to our right. Marina Auto Stadium in Rochester, New York, the venue. And scoreless. As your official this evening, Shane Butler gets us underway. Greenfield, long ball forward over the head of Spicer. This one's knocked forward again by Pitch Colin. First change of the game is Patterson on for Jordan Seabrook.
I have to agree with that change. I feel Seabrook was one of the weakest players on the pitch.
Almost non-existent.
Non-existent, and he was giving the ball up every single time. He was slow, non-reactive. It was. I think that's a good sub for these guys.
Here's Perez. It's a slow ball here to Robson, gets it to him. And he's going to slow down and play it forward to Perez, gets it back now to Neto. And again, Neto's got this little pocket of space that he's making a living in right in the middle of the field. Here's Brooks on the far side to Later. Neto with it again. Far side, Gary Brooks. Checking back for the ball is Veeder. Now he's into space on the far side, all the way in the Rhinos half of the field. Chip into the box. Patterson with the header! And right into the arms of Neil Kitson as the 18-year-old Veeder looks like he has switched positions here to start this this second half, and a good overlapping run by the youngster.
Yeah, but it's interesting that that play started flowing through Neto. Neto switched the field, and the entire attack started over there. And Viter, very, very experienced, picks out the one forward that's in the center of the box.
And Patterson maybe should have done better with that one as far as the direction of the header, as he was in between two Rhino defenders. Here's Roseland now crossing midfield. Bennett gets around the challenge of Robson, little chip into the box. Montalban's taken down, no call. And Brooks comes to clear out the danger for Crystal Palace Baltimore, throwing for Rochester.
Yeah, and excuse me for Vita with his inexperience, surprisingly picks out the one forward in the box, and he's definitely surprising us here today.
Here's the look at Bennett's one-on-one against Robson. Does a good job to get away from the defender. As we're back into action here, Montalban was taken down, giveaway here by Roseland. Patterson has it, but he's waiting for some numbers to catch up. He gets it one in Mbuta here on the near side. Later, lumbering forward. Mbuta decides to go inside instead. The diving header. Roberts heads it just wide of his near post, and it'll be a corner kick. Second corner kick of the game for Crystal Palace Baltimore.
Roberts has to be, I mean, someone's got to tell him that no one's on him. He could have brought that ball down with his foot. He may be just so used to more pressure in the box.
Could be a communication issue with Vallow being replaced by Kitson, as Crystal Palace setting up for the short corner, but Viter decides to go along with it instead. Corner kick from the near side. Kitson off his line again at the 6.
Baltimore had
and scooping that one up.
Baltimore had a 2-VO on the outside, and they should have taken advantage of that. The Rhinos were sleeping a little bit, didn't come out until late. And then a bad cross. They got to take advantage of corner kicks if they're not going to do the 2-VO on the outside.
Ferdinand did come over to slow that down. Still had a 2v1 situation, but for now it's Sanfilippo with it. This ball forward, intercepted by Crystal Palace Baltimore. Robson dumped. We continue to play here as Perez has possession. Yakil Perez, good tackle here from Bennett. He and Perez get tangled up, and the referee says play on as they're both tugging at each other. And Mbuta has possession now on the near side. Mbuta trying to spin around Sanfilippo, a low hard shot through traffic, and Kitson does well to keep that one under control. Matthew Mbuta actually had trials with West Ham United and Arsenal. Is the 24-year-old appears to have quite a bright future, whether it's in Europe or maybe with Major League Soccer.
Yeah, very active at the beginning of this half, and we're seeing a little bit more out of Baltimore at the beginning of the half. Same thing as the Rhinos had a few games ago. They were coming out in the second half, not possessing the ball as much, and not coming out with that urgency, and Baltimore's taking advantage of that.
There's Sanfilippo now on the near side, overlapping, looks up, low hard cross. Teixeira will clear it away. Only off the head of Mona Galvan, and now it's Roberts. Rochester, I guess you could say, one little battle here as they've kind of dodged the bullet like you talked about, giving up goals at the start of the second half. 49th minute against St. Louis. We're now in the 50th minute and still scoreless. Sanfilippo, a little poke forward to Montegalvan, or Nunez, I'm sorry. Nunez, double team, still has possession, gets inside the 18. Left-footed cross goes off the thigh of Teixeira. Nunez, hard service, able to settle it, turns and shoots for the near post. And that's off the mark. Tino Nunez, not one to be afraid to let loose.
No, not afraid to shoot the ball there. Maybe he could have made a better decision, but why not? He's a forward, right?
That's right. Take your chances there. It'll be a free kick or a goal kick coming up for the Rhinos. And Ryan Hines getting ready to check in as he's getting his gear together. We'll see who he replaces. Hines scored the game-winning goal last week in the snowstorm, monsoon, whatever you want to call it. 2-1 win over St. Louis. Here's Mbuta, quick touch to Later. Looking for Neto. Puts it through the legs of Spicer. Able to keep possession nicely away from Ferdinand.
He's so deceptively quick.
So there's quickness, and then there's quickness with the ball. And Neto has that great ability. As Bennett now with it. Coming forward. Still coming at the defense. Takes a right-footed shot. He's taken down from behind by Patterson. And he'll go in the book here in the 52nd minute. Yellow card for Randy Patterson as he prevents Ian Bennett from taking the shot.
A yellow card caution has been issued to...
So a dangerous free kick opportunity here for the Rhinos. Hines still waiting to check in. He's going to be coming in. Looks like Ferdinand will be coming off.
Yeah, unfortunately for Patterson, he was chasing the ball there, and he didn't really mean to clip him. It wasn't a flagrant foul. He just kind of Bennett's foot got caught in the back of his calf, and it did look like a yellow card. It looked a lot worse than it really was.
So Hines, the 25-year-old, 2 goals this year, leading the way for Rochester, replacing Max Ferdinand. And we'll see what Rochester comes up with on the free kick here, as it's Greenfield and Montegalvan, 3-man wall. Just to the left of Bush, about 25 yards out. Little chip from Montegalvan. Headed high up in the box. Robson gets his head on it, and Patterson will clear it away for Crystal Palace, Baltimore. San Filippo at midfield. Long ball to the top of the 18. Headed away by Marshall. Goes out of bounds, and Hines' first touch will be a throw-in on the far side. Anthony Hamilton, he will be checking in shortly for the Rochester Rhinos. Here's Hines. Low right-footed cross through everyone. Finally cleared away by Baltimore. Perez gets the deflection off of the San Filippo challenge. Roberts is there, though, to slow it down and play it back to Neil Kitson.
Yeah, Joe, if we go back to that free kick, the Rhinos obviously don't have a free kick specialist on the pitch right now, because that's a dangerous spot to give up a foul, and it just became a cross into the far 6, and Rhinos didn't take advantage of that.
Foul called here as Teixeira takes down Spicer. Montegalvan wanted to go with the quick restart. He couldn't, and it'll be set-up time for Baltimore. As Hamilton gets the final well wishes from his head coach. And he's going to check in. This is Greenfield to take it. 1-man wall, about 40 yards out. Another chip to the far side of the 6, and that escapes everybody. So Hamilton looks like he's going to check in now in the 54th minute. And looks like it's going to be Ian Bennett coming off. So the 2 outside midfielders, Ferdinand and Bennett, being replaced here early in half number 2. So looks like Hamilton is going to make some adjustments. Looks like Spicer might be coming to the outside of midfield. And Hamilton will be up top with Nunez. Hamilton with 2 goals this year as well, and 1 assist.
Yeah, Bennett and Ferdinand, they worked a lot. They worked really hard in the first half, and they worked like 2 forwards on the outside there, up and down that line. And maybe they just don't have the fitness yet.
Chance here, Hamilton to Patterson, right-footed shot deflected, and it trickles into the back of the net. Randy Patterson scored with Charleston here last season, and he does it again with Crystal Palace, Baltimore. 55th minute. Crystal Palace with a 1-0 lead, as Patterson gets the goal with the assist going to Yaquil Perez. And Mike, let's take a look at that one on the replay.
Yeah, it all started from the goal kick. You come off of a sub, the Rhinos have to be ready. It looks like they were sitting back a little bit. Long goal kick, and then all of a sudden, counterattack off of a goal kick. That should never, ever happen.
So later got his head on it first. Patterson took it off his chest, and nice pass by Perez. But Patterson, just look at the space he's finding in the middle there. San Filippo got a piece of it, and Kitson did as well, but not enough to keep it out of the net. 55th minute, Crystal Palace, Baltimore shocked Portland, and they want to do the same thing here tonight in Rochester. 1-0 Baltimore.
A guy like Patterson, I believe Frankie's got to step tight on him. There's 3 other defenders behind Frankie. Frankie's got to step tight at the top of the 18 and not allow that shot.
Yeah, Patterson just kept dribbling, finding space, and said, hey, have a go. See what Rochester can come up with here in the 56th minute. Greenfield. Low, hard cross to Hines. Got his back to the goal. Spinning, turning with the right foot. Loose ball finds Hamilton! And his shot goes right to the keeper. As Evan Bush, left or right, he's beat there. Here's Mbuta.
Fans, direct your attention to the scoreboard.
Spicer with some pressure on him. Mbuta back to Neto.
Bring your group to Rhino.
Neto this time does lose possession, and Mike, I can't count one time where he's been knocked off the ball and lost possession.
No, Neto has not. He has not made a lot of mistakes this game, which is very important. I mean, even that ball right there, he's starting to counterattack right from there.
There's Brooks, gets the ball in stride, top of the 18 to Perez. Perez lays it off for later. He'll take a left-footed shot, and Kitson dives to his left. Watches it sail wide as Baltimore now with a ton of confidence after that 55th minute goal from Randy Patterson. Same exact end of the field where he scored last year with Charleston. As we look at the near miss there from later, Kitson probably had that one covered. And forward now to Patterson. Here's Neto. Back to Patterson, cuts inside of Roberts. The Trinidad and Tobago product, Randy Patterson, plays it to Robson. Robson's first short pass of the game. Finds the foot of Patterson, who goes to Perez. Killed Perez, defecting from Cuba in 2006 during the Confederations Cup.
What a difference between Patterson and Seabrook. I mean, Patterson has come on and he sparked this team. They actually have 10 players on the field playing against 10 now. Seabrook was non-existent.
You said there was some bits of choppy play, and looks like Jim Trineski has addressed that by taking Patterson on instead of Seabrook. Here's Perez now. Spinning around, gets the ball on the far side to Brooks. And inside back to Perez. Confidence growing here later. Had some time, just give away here, but Spicer and San Filippo give it back to Neto. Top of the 18, Neto. Trying to dribble through the Rhinos' defense. Perez has it now, top of the 18. And later, going to send this one way up to the top row behind the goal.
The funny thing is that Neto went for a mega there, and he almost got it. If he almost got it. Pitch Colin didn't go down for the slide tackle, he would have got that meg.
59th minute, Rochester and Crystal Palace, 1-0 lead for the visiting Baltimore side.
No matter who you're playing against, you cannot come out flat in the second half, and that's what the Rhinos did.
That's been the story of the team this year. It's really been something they've struggled with. And Mbuta, near side of the 18. Step over, left-footed cross. San Filippo recovers nicely.
Great defense by Frankie there.
Knocks it out of bounds. Throwing coming up for Crystal Palace. Mbuta will leave the throw in for Robson. And 60th minute, I'm not sure if it's time to really slow things down totally for Crystal Palace.
No, not yet. But you know what? The one thing that Trineski must have told Robson at halftime is stop forcing the ball because this entire half, Robson has been playing very simple soccer.
And Greenfield takes no chances with that high, deep cross, heads it over the end line. And a corner kick now from the far side for Crystal Palace. If you're just joining us, 55th minute was the first goal and the only goal of the game. Randy Patterson, his first of the season. And now Veeder to take a corner kick on the far side. Rochester's 3-1-2. Crystal Palace 1-4-1. There's the high cross at the 6. This time Kitson is there again. He's done a nice job coming off his line, fighting through traffic.
Excellent job. The entire game, there's been three or four corner kicks now, and he's caught the ball every single time.
Monto Galvan starting the attack up to Roseland. Crossing midfield. There's Hines. San Filippo will chip forward. Nice ball to Nunez. Hines has it. Back to Nunez, and not much space there for Tino Nunez to work with as Robson lets that roll out of bounds. And Hines, maybe a little too unselfish there. There's going to be a goal kick for Evan Bush. Crystal Palace, Baltimore, 3 goals scored this year, 7 goals against, but this road trip can do wonders for bringing the team together. A bunch of changes going to take place now for Rochester as Gore, Kissy, Short making their way towards the bench. Looks like it's going to be Gore who will get the first nod. 62nd minute. Bob Lilly looking to mix things up for the Rhinos. Spicer heads it back to the middle of the field. Monto Galvan, his pass intercepted by Later. And Baltimore will come out with Brooks on the far side. 11 shots for Rochester, 4 for Baltimore. Greenfield slide tackle slows it down, but the cross from Neto comes in. A little shove on the back from Perez, but Kitson had a beat on that ball the whole way. Roseland to Spicer. Sanfilippo now forward looking for Nunez. Trying to anticipate that getting over the head of Teixeira, doesn't. And Evan Bush will come and pick it up. There's Evan Bush and Chase Harrison in a battle for the starting goalkeeper position. Bush, 4 games played, 3 goals against. Harrison, 2 games played, 4 goals against. It's not going to do much for you if you're looking for that number 1 spot. Chase Harrison was with Rochester in 07 and 08. And here's Later with it. Deflected, back to Later, off of Spicer. Perez did a nice job as well, checking back for the ball, fighting off defenders. Robson, you're right, he has changed his game completely.
Completely changed his game.
He's on the same page. Here's Roseland now, able to come forward a little bit here. Cuts around Neto. Neto takes him down, and he's going to go in the book. 63rd minute, former Rhino. Neto picks up a yellow card, second of the game. Patterson got one about 10 minutes earlier.
There may be a sub for Neto coming up soon. I mean, when Neto gets tired, he plays a little bit chippy. And you can see he's been non-existent for the last 5 minutes, and actually Later's the guy who's been coming to get the ball rather than Neto.
Looks like it's going to be Lucio checking in. Free kick for Greenfield and the Rhinos. High, deep cross, Bush off his line. And he just steals it away from the Rhinos there. So number 13, Lucio. And we'll see if it is Neto who's coming off. As Mike talked about, a bit of a fitness issue.
Same story there. The Rhinos have a free kick from 30 yards out, and all 3 times they've had 30, 30, and 20 yards out, and all three opportunities have been just floaters into the far 6. They're not going to score goals that way.
Let's see if it comes from the run of play as Hines knocked off the ball, and they'll call him for a foul on Later. 64th minute and scoreless. No, not scoreless. I'm sorry. 1-0. Crystal Palace.
You're just surprised because it's a goal from the run of play.
That's right.
It's the Rhinos' first goal they've given up on the run of play.
Great point.
Great point. And that time it was a defensive failure. The defense has to get tighter on Patterson and not let him dribble at the top of the 18.
All right, so Roseland is going to be coming off, it looks like. And he's going to be replaced by Nano Short, I believe. As there are 3 players getting ready to check in. Monta Galvan is also going to come off. And Gore comes on. So it's Roseland and Monta Galvan coming off for Rochester. Gore and Short coming on in the 65th minute. And Lucio is not going to make the change yet. It is Neto, as Mike mentioned earlier, coming off here in the 65th minute as well. Neto has had a very solid game. Lucio, the 29-year-old Brazilian, played in Uruguay as well.
And Brazil, right?
And Brazil.
So Brazilian for Brazilian?
That's right. So we'll see what Lucio's style of play looks like compared to Neto as we get back underway. So let's recap those subs quickly again. Gore on for Roseland, Short on for Monta Galvan for Rochester, and Lucio on for Neto for Crystal Palace Baltimore.
Interesting subs there. I mean, the Rhinos have subbed all 4 guys in the midfield. I rarely see that. Usually you see forwards coming off the pitch. And that last sub there was 3 guys in the center of the park. Usually you got guys in the center of the park that can run all 90 minutes. Neto's been out the last couple games, so maybe he's just trying to gain some more fitness. Lucio has been the guy who has started for Baltimore there normally in the center of the park. I know that Neto, he just had his 3rd baby, so he's been up and down from Florida trying to take care of things there. And
3rd one's a charm, right?
I guess so. I looked at him with a strange eye.
Here's Later. I'll be joining that club in October as well. Surprise, surprise.
Good for you.
Yeah. Here's the cross into the box. Sanfilippo heads it to the top of the 18. And Short will pop it forward now looking for Hamilton. So Rochester's midfield. It's Gore, Short, Hines, and Spicer with Gore and Short in the middle of the park. Roberts now overlapping on the far side is Greenfield. Here's Gore, who we've always seen on the outside as a midfielder. Now getting his first taste as a central midfielder. Sanfilippo. Gore. Slips as he got around Lucio. Lucio able to come away with possession. This is going to go long forward now for Patterson. He and pitch Cole and let this one roll out of bounds.
It'll be interesting to see.
Up for the Rhinos.
It'll be interesting to see how the game flows now. You got a whole completely different center of the park right now, and we have to see what Short and Gore can do against Lader and Lucio.
So many new battles taking place, and Isaac Kissy is going to be making his 2010 debut, the much anticipated debut for Kissy as he was suffering from a knee injury. He'll be checking in shortly. Here's Veter. Forced to go back to Marshall. Headed down by Greenfield. Good move by Gore now to get some space, gets around Lucio. His touch goes to no one, and it'll be Robson coming away with it. Checking back is Patterson, gets it back to Robson. Here's Teixeira. 6th game of the year for Teixeira. Perez, nice ball on the outside to Brooks, who's now on the near side. And quickly to give that one away to pitch Colin. And slide tackle there, throwing coming up for the Rhinos.
The old man making a long run from the center, from the center back. So Teixeira's been very, very solid. And you were talking about the keepers earlier. You could see there's definitely a solid communication between Teixeira and Bush. That ball earlier came, and Teixeira just headed it back. He knew it could have either gone out for a corner or gone out to the side of the 18 where Bush could have picked it up. And it was great communication between the two of them.
Here's Hamilton. He's taken down at the top of the 18 by Lader, and this is a dangerous free kick now for the Rhinos, who from 25 and 30 yards out really had no answer as far as putting something directly on the frame. We'll see what they come up with here, Mike.
Yeah, we're in the center of the park right now. We're exactly 22 yards out, right at the top of the D. We got to see what we've made some subs, so maybe these are the guys that can hit the ball at the top of the 18.
Their choices are Greenfield, Nunez, and Nano Short as the referee. Shane Butler backing up the Baltimore wall. Free kick, it's going to be Nunez and Greenfield to discuss this one. Dead center, about 22 yards out. Nunez. Shot goes right into the wall and out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick coming up for the Rhinos. So Isaac Kissy, finally, after waiting a few minutes, will get his moment to shine. He's going to replace Tino Nunez. And that'll be coming up momentarily. Yoshitake also getting ready to check in. 70th minute here is Nunez coming off for Kissy, and now let's see if they're going to make that change yet. Kissy's going to grab some water. Bob Little's like, hey, let's make this happen here. Is a good look at the replay. Is Teixeira, I believe, or is it Brooks?
I think it was Brooks
who took it right on the noggin as he's flat on his back. All right, so 70th minute, Kissy on out of the University of Dayton. And a great preseason. Number 18. There's Hines. Corner kick from the far side. Through everyone and trickles outside the 18 here on the near side. Yakil Perez. Left foot forward to midfield. Greenfield will pick it up there for the Rhinos. Sanfilippo. High cross into the box. Bush way out at the top of the 18. It's a good job to control himself and not take a step over the top of the box. So Yoshitake will be replacing Brooks, it looks like. As Bush gets this one forward to Mbuta, who's been a little quiet here the last few minutes, as he's bothered from behind by Hines. And the Rhinos will pick up a free kick, or Baltimore will pick up a free kick. 71st minute, as the change is going to be made now. Yoshitake, the 28-year-old from Japan, where's number 10, who replaces Gary Brooks. Mike, your thoughts on Mr. Brooks this evening?
I think Brooksy had a very good game today. He actually created a lot of opportunities from the outside of the midfield. Brooksy isn't normally a midfielder. Usually he's a guy playing up top. Baltimore came on. They played with 4 forwards, 2 on the outside there. And I mean, right there, the experience. I mean, he got hit in the head. He wasn't knocked out. You know, take off a couple minutes off the game. Hey, man, I just got hit in the head. You know, I'm a little dizzy, ref. You know, I honestly don't think he was hurt because he came up smiling. And he was ready to go.
So he is off. Yoshitake is on. Yoshitake, the 28-year-old, Played with Charleston last year, 26 games played, 6 goals. So no stranger to finding the back of the net. 72nd minute. Rochester looking to get back into this one. As Teixeira comes away with Baltimore and Mbuta. Big sense of relief when he came back to join the club after his loan spell with the New York Red Bulls. Later plays it back to Evan Bush.
Baltimore's actually got a lot of their starters that are coming off the bench right now from the last 2 games where they were 1-0-1.
San Filippo, or pitch Colin goes over Patterson, but the ball ends up on the foot of Perez, and will play the advantage. Near side, Perez. San Filippo tries the slide tackle, forcing Perez backwards, and his spin move does nothing but give Rochester a goal kick here. As a whole number of changes have been made. Pat Healy and Nishimura, along with Chase Harrison, the only subs available left on the bench for Chernesky, for Rochester, Vallo, Costanzo, and the other 2 players available. There's Kissy. His ball forward. Deflected to midfield where Gore plays it now to Isaac Kissy. He's got some speed as he showed in the preseason. And the knee injury is slowing him down. Cleared out of bounds there by Marshall. And Rochester picks up a throw in here. Time the enemy now for the Rhinos. Marshall. Good pressure from Hines, wins possession back for the Rhinos. Hines cutting inside the 18, has it on his right foot. And it slid away from the Rhino midfielder. You know, you look at Crystal Palace on paper, talented team, but 1-4-1 record. And they've really surprised a lot of fans here with a solid game.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fans would, if they don't know the players, they don't know what's on paper, this would be surprising for them. But we're definitely not surprised here. They are a solid team. They've got a lot of good players. Oshitaki just came on. He played 9 years in the J League. You've got some solid players here. You got guys with national cap experience. This is a very solid team.
Good performance as they're finally wrapping up 5 straight on the road. There's Pitch Colin. Short cuts it back to Pitch Colin, and he plays it back outside. And just throwing coming up here for Crystal Palace Baltimore.
They've got to lock him in here. I don't see any urgency by the Rhinos right now locking these guys in. Easy throwing, easy exit right here for Robson. You know he's going to hit a long ball. They've got to keep him down here, not let them get out of their half. And they did.
Rochester with about 15 minutes left to show some urgency. It's Pitch Colin. That's going to be given away. Lucio to later to Mbuta. Perez. Short, and then trying to go long. Good combination there. But the Rhinos take it away. There's Nano short to Jonathan Greenfield. The left defender one-on-one with Yoshitaki. There's Nano short, one of 3 returning players for Rochester this season, to Hines. And he just loses control of the ball, and it goes out of bounds. 75th minute.
Although Hines dribbles the ball out of bounds there, he's been one of the most active players coming off the bench.
Ryan Hines, 25-year-old. With Philadelphia during the winter and the indoor season. Here's Bush with the 76th minute goal kick. And Baltimore yet to win a game at home, trying to win their second on the road. There's Greenfield. All the way back now, pressured from Yoshitaki. And it's knocked off the Japanese midfielder. Don't forget, Rochester is in Vancouver on Saturday. 9:30 radio coverage begins. 10 p.m. kickoff. As Rochester taking on Martin Nash and Johnny Steele and Ricardo Sanchez. So some very talented Vancouver players await on Saturday.
Lots of experience right there.
Here's Gore. Takes Lucio off the ball. No call. Will come forward with it now for Kissy. San Filippo overlapping. Kissy, top of the 18. Time to turn. Going at Teixeira. Knocked off the ball, but Spicer has the cross off the head of Lucio. And Nano short. Back to Greenfield. This one could be trouble, as Roberts does a good job to step in front of Yaquil Perez as that header too soft. Spicer. Troy Roberts now to short. Greenfield. And TJ Gore now with it. Here's Anthony Hamilton. Scored a goal last week against St. Louis. Sanfilippo service into the box, and Robson takes it away and clears it up towards midfield. Here's pitch Colin. Pressured from Patterson, and Sanfilippo's going to go all the way back to the 18. And Roberts tracking back for it. Midweek game in Rochester, 4,449 fans here at Marina Auto Stadium. Seeing if Rochester can get back into this one with Spicer now on the far side. Chips into the box, and Kissy was the target, and that's off the mark. 78th minute, Rochester trailing 1-0. As later, looks like he is going down with cramps. It looks like Jim Chernesky was anticipating that, as he's going to make another substitution here. But Mike, with Rochester trailing 1-0, 78th minute, and they just don't seem to have that fight this evening.
I think I don't know if it's they don't have the fight. I think it's that experience. That experience needs to be on the pitch. When Baltimore's in their own corner and they have a throw-in, they need to lock them in. I don't see any of that. I don't hear everyone on the pitch yelling, "Lock him in, lock him in, lock him in." Where that shows urgency and that shows experience. You have them trapped. You got to keep playing, and you got to keep playing hard.
So later, still getting some treatment on the field there, as Pat Healy looks like he's going to be the replacement. Now Healy had the assist on the winning goal in Portland on the Yakil Perez goal. And if you look at Healy's background, pretty interesting background. The son of Kevin Healy, who was the president and general manager of the Baltimore Blast indoor team. So later is off, and Healy is on, midfielder. Let's see where he takes his spot, as later was alongside of Lucio. Looks like Healy's going to be doing the same thing. So Lucio, Yoshitaki, Patterson, and Healy have all come off the bench for Chernesky.
And we've got 4 new guys in the center of the park. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
I'm not sure when the last time I saw that was.
No.
So Healy on, and later is off in the 79th minute. Palace holding on to a 1-0 lead. Kissy showing his speed on the far side. But Marshall breaks it up. His pass is off the mark, and Hines again losing control and possession on the dribble.
Yeah, that's what I remember from a couple games ago. Although he scored that game winner in the last game, when he did start that game, he did make a lot of errors. And that last play that he dribbled the ball out of bounds, that was the one that Lilly took him off for.
And he's done it twice here. We'll see if he can get things under control and help Rochester at least even this one up before heading on the road to Vancouver. Marshall headed down for Robson. Lucio back to Robson on the near side. Healy, his first touch, able to keep it in bounds. Gets it to Mbuta. 3 Rhino players around it, but Healy the first one to get it for Baltimore instead.
10 minutes is plenty of time. They don't need to be forcing the ball down the center of the park. They need to keep possession of the ball and keep playing their game.
Rochester with 9 goals scored, the second most in the USSF second division. But a giveaway like that is not going to get it in the back of the net. Mbuta pushed it forward and into space. Sanfilippo able to slide tackle and knock it out of bounds. And Robson will take the throw in here for Crystal Palace Baltimore. 81st minute. 1-0. Randy Patterson with the goal from Perez in minute number 55. There's a giveaway by Perez now to Hines. Middle of the field. He's approaching midfield. Roberts. Kissy. Good job to get away from Lucio and Healy, and that ball is going to no one. Out of bounds, possession back to Baltimore. 82nd minute. 11 shots for Rochester, 4 for Baltimore, but the only one that matters was the one that happened in minute number 55. As Robson's long throw goes over, pitch Colin and Patterson. Perez tries to flick it on. to Randy Patterson, but it's knocked out of bounds by Troy Roberts. Throwing for Baltimore, and Buta to take it. Looking for some movement off the ball. Pitch Colin and Patterson let that one roll through. Kitson quick to come off his line. Neil Kitson, second appearance of the year, had a shutout in Minnesota. Unfortunately won't get the clean sheet this evening. There's TJ Gore. Sanfilippo now on the near side. For pitch Cullen. 82nd minute, and do the Rhinos have enough in the tank here? After 10 days off, it's back to battle. It's just tough rhythm, no flow.
Too many giveaways.
Yeah.
Nano Short gets that ball and easily gives it away. They're trying to flow the game through Nano Short, and that's just not going to happen. That's not his game. His game is to win head balls and get the ball and give it to the players that can control the game.
Here's Hines now, pressured by Yoshitaki on the far side. Gets a low cross to Kissy inside the 18. Hamilton gets the left-footed shot away, and it's off the mark, and they'll call a goal kick here in the 83rd minute. As Hamilton rushing over to get this one back into play quickly, or as quick as possible. So Rochester, 3-1-2, 11 points. A lot of other games this evening in the USSF second division, including Tampa at Austin, Montreal at Portland. Now with Rochester at 11 points, a win tonight would have gotten them up to 14 and up over Austin, depending on what happened in the other games. But right now, everything in favor of Crystal Palace Baltimore. This ball played to the top of the 18. And it goes to pitch Colin. There's Greenfield. Cutting inside. Greenfield again with it. Flicked off the head of Hamilton and into the arms of Bush. He'll take his time here and get this punt up over midfield. Headed forward by Yoshitaki to Perez. Loses possession now short, quick little touch. The outlet ball to Hines on the far side. Hines is going to go at Veeder and Healy. He's dumped behind the play, but Teixeira has possession. And away with it come Crystal Palace Baltimore. Pat Healy. Perez on his horse. He was going forward, but that pass was blocked by Greenfield. And Baltimore will start their attack again as Lucio is dumped right at midfield.
It's a nice dive. It's an excellent dive. It's very smart. It's very smart. Waste a little bit of time. Let's take our time on the ball. He's on me a little bit, and it's clear for a referee he's going to call that.
85th minute, Baltimore chewing away at the clock here. There's Mbuta's pass forward for Patterson, who's got the game's only goal. Some fancy footwork from Patterson, who came on in the 45th minute to start the second half. Minute 46. Marshall, now they're going to go long ball and just clear it away and eat away at the clock. 5 minutes plus stoppage time. There's pitch Colin. Long ball off the head of Hamilton to the top of the 18, where Marshall beats Kissy to the ball and Yoshitaki comes away with it. Yoshitaki, good speed. And good with both feet, as he can play on either side of the pitch. There's Troy Roberts now. This one's going to get away from pitch Colin. He does a good job to win the ball on the hard challenge there. Keep possession for Gore now. Hines looking to turn and get the shot away, but he's knocked off the ball. And Lucio forcing Rochester to start their attack all over again here.
Yeah, I mean, the ball's coming from the right-hand side of the field. Nano Short is overlapping on the outside. Hines has to see it over his shoulder. Bring it from one side of the field to the other.
There's Robson, and everything seemed to go in favor of Crystal Palace Baltimore as that one's deflected off of Sanfilippo. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Crystal Palace Baltimore.
Yeah, now they got to play with a little bit more urgency. 4 minutes plus maybe 3 minutes of stoppage time. They have about 7 minutes, and Crystal Palace is going to do this the whole time. They have to keep the ball within the lines at this point.
So up top it is Kissy and Hamilton for Rochester. And Bush's goal kick gets up over midfield where Sanfilippo knocks it into the Baltimore half of the field. Good run here by Sanfilippo. Top of the 18 for Hamilton. Spinning, looking to get the shot away with the left foot. He's dumped, no call there. As Marshall is going to try and keep this one inbounds on the far side. Does a good job to run it down. As I thought that easily could have been a foul.
Could have been. Hamilton made it look real good. It was 50-50 ball.
87th minute. 13 shots for Rochester, 4 for Baltimore. There's Veter's throw into Yoshitake. As Mike said, they're just content now to knock it deep and force Rochester to start from deep in their own half of the field.
I mean, look at Perez. 88 minute, and he's still running. He's a very strong forward for these guys.
There's pitch Colin. Gore checking back to receive the ball here for Rochester. And a giveaway to Robson. Slows it down to Healy. Healy mishits that one, and Gore will take it away for the Rhinos. Spicer not looking. And another giveaway by the Rhinos. Healy now. Patterson on the near side. 88th minute. No urgency, no rush to play the ball as he comes back now to Mbuta. Mbuta also a solid game along with Neto and Patterson. There's Lucio. Stops, slows it down. A little keep away here for Palace Baltimore. As Robson will send one forward, everyone checking back for it. Hops over the head of Perez, and Kitson is there.
Best long ball Robson's played all day.
Yeah. Most dangerous one.
Yeah, if Perez was a little bit smarter there, he could have definitely gotten an opportunity.
There's Kissy's flick for Hamilton inside the 18. Robson gets the forward touch on it to Teixeira. And the rebound comes out to Nano Short from 30 yards out.
You know,
this shot is off the mark.
Joe, I don't want to be negative here, but Hines has to go up for a header there. He has to challenge a header. He just stayed weak right here. Just stays down. He doesn't go up and challenges Teixeira for a header.
Yeah, Teixeira an easy out there. So goal kick for Bush as the rebound shot from Nano Short. Bush makes a meal of this one. Out of bounds on the near sideline. So Rochester has a chance to attack right here in front of their own bench. Sanfilippo's throwing. Robson there before Hines. There's the cross from Sanfilippo. It's a high one. Bush has to keep his eye on it, and the pressure coming from Hamilton. So we're in the 90th minute. And it looks like there's going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's a good chunk for the Rhinos to hopefully get back into this one. There's Roberts' long ball. Lucio with it. Now it's Patterson back to Mbuta. His little flick is taken away by Sanfilippo. Sanfilippo now a ball in the space on the near flank. Spicer. Robson takes it away for Crystal Palace Baltimore. And he'll just send a deep one and relieve some of the pressure here. And Sanfilippo's ball's behind Gore. And Lucio now into space. Perez on his horse, Kitson off his line. He wins the race to the ball. He does a nice job to clear it away for the Rhinos.
Smart play by Kitson. That's his job. Anything that gets behind the back four, he's got to clean up. And he's 35 yards out from the box, from his goal. That's his job.
Dangerous giveaway at midfield by the Rhinos, leading to that opportunity for Baltimore. But Kitson able to do his job and help out. Here's Nano Short now. Greenfield, far side. Stoppage time. They called for 4 minutes. And we are into that, about 1 minute of it gone. There's Hines. Little chip into the box. Diving header there! And again, it's right to the goalkeeper as Isaac Kissy looking to open up his account there. As it's a great service into the box, and Kissy's got to do better with that one. Here's Bush's long punt. Off the head of Roberts. Now Short with it. Playing one forward, looking for Kissy. Marshall heads it to the far side of the field.
Just some inexperience there in the 18-yard box. Take that down on your chest, huh?
Or at least direct it towards one of the corners. Here's Short now, 30 yards out. Spicer. Stoppage time. The Rhinos trying to make something happen here late in the game, but it's taken away by Baltimore with Mbuta coming forward. Yoshitake. Pressured from Gore. He's dumped at midfield. Free kick coming up for Crystal Palace, Baltimore.
A lot of miscommunication that's going on the field right now, and missed passes. You can tell there's miscommunication. Someone's not telling Spicer man on there.
Free kick for Teixeira. Free kick coming up here for Baltimore at midfield. Teixeira taking his time. And he's going to get a yellow card. Obviously taking a little too much time off the clock. Third yellow card in stoppage time. And this is the third yellow card issued to Crystal Palace, Baltimore. Now he finally gets it in play. Yoshitake. Spinning and cutting around Hines. He knocks it out of bounds. Throwing for Crystal Palace, Baltimore. About a minute and a half left in stoppage time. 4 minutes were called for. So Crystal Palace, Baltimore on the verge of two big road wins and a draw. Rochester, Portland with the wins, and then Vancouver with the draw, but not over yet. Greenfield. There's TJ Gore. His touch is given away, and Mbuta reads it well. Gore with a second chance now. Gets it to Spicer this time. Patterson applying pressure. Spicer's cross headed away by Veeder. And Perez with the outside of the boot just trickles it out of bounds over midfield. Less than a minute left in stoppage time. Chernesky trying to get the referee's attention, pointing to his watch. Long ball forward, Kissy. Veeder heads it up. Chip forward now for Hamilton inside the 18. He's on sides. Low hard cross from Hines, cleared away. Ends up on the foot of Short, a right-footed shot that is off the mark. And that, although we're close to doing it.
Although we're late in the game, the ref's not going to call the game there. I don't believe Short's the guy to be taking a shot from there. There's a lot of guys in the box. They can knock the ball a little bit, and they can get inside. Knock a ball to one of your forwards, Kissy or Hamilton, inside the box, and see what they can do with the ball. Short's not the guy to be shooting from there.
So Short, his shot is off the mark, and Bush will take the goal kick here. Greenfield, been pretty solid tonight. Sanfilippo. Referees let him play tonight. Shane Butler. Pitch Colin tries a little chip into the box. Veeder takes no chances as he and Marshall will clear it out of bounds on the far side. This could be the last hurrah for the Rhinos. Short quickly and the throw into Greenfield. There's the cross into the box, and Marshall is there again to head it away. Another throw in 20 yards out there on the far side. Short takes a step back, sends one into the 18. Yoshitake up and over his head. And Shane Butler has said that's it. Final score this evening at Marina Auto Stadium. The Crystal Palace Baltimore coming up with a 1-0 win over the Rochester Rhinos. So your final score once again, Crystal Palace Baltimore, a shocking 1-0 win over the Rochester Rhinos from Marina Auto Stadium. As far as the TV